Hi there! Today I teach you how to make a simple but beautiful fall dress. I used for my project 6 skeins of Iceyarns Saver 100 in the color navy. You can choose any kind of worsted weight yarn, but this is the one I used. And you need a H8 5mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, scissors and a tapestry needle to weave in your ends. We start with a half double crochet foundation chain, and this chain needs to be as long that it fits around the widest part of your chest. So it needs to be as long so it fits around the breast area. For a size S small I made 108 stitches. So 108 stitches fits perfectly around my chest. If you need more stitches or less stitches, just adjust it to your size. The written pattern can be found on my blog. The link is in the description box down below. The work is worked from top to bottom. So we make a half double crochet foundation chain that fits around your chest. And then we make decreases and increases and a couple of decreases again until the desired length, and then we make a top part and some sleeves. So we start with a half double crochet foundation chain that fits around the biggest part of your chest. Make sure it isn't really stretch out when you measure around, but just loosely fits it around. So let's get started with a half double crochet foundation chain. We start with a half double crochet foundation chain, and therefore we make a slip knot on your hook and chain 2, 1 and 2. If you don't want to start with a half double crochet foundation chain, you can also start with a chain and then work up some half double crochets on top of that. So then you have the same start. For the half double crochet foundation chain, you chain 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the first chain, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through, 1 loop on your hook. This is your chain, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So you've made a chain and a half double crochet in 1. So yarn over, insert your hook in the chain you just made, yarn over, pull through 2, or pull through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, so we make a chain, and yarn over, pull through 3 loops for your half double crochet. So here's your chain, and this is your half double crochet. You can pinch the chain between your fingers, so you make it easier to find, or put in a stitch marker so you know where to insert your hook. So yarn over, insert your hook in the chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1. This is your new chain, so I pinch this between my fingers, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. Do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook under 2 loops from the chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, pinch this chain, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. And that's your half double crochet. Yarn over, insert in the chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1. This is your new chain, so hold that, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over, insert in your chain, pull through, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3, insert in your chain, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 3. So this is how you make a half double crochet foundation chain. If you need a more detailed tutorial, you can click on the link in the description box and go to my photo tutorial on my blog. We repeat this as many times as necessary so it fits around your chest area, around your breast, and I'll meet you back when mine is long enough. Okay, I finished my half double crochet foundation chain. For my size I needed 108 stitches, so I have a size small, so therefore 108 stitches. So this fits around my chest area. You need to make sure it isn't tight, so don't pull it, just be sure it is loosely around your chest. If you can close your round loosely around in front of your breast, then it is the right size for you. So let's move on to round 2. First we close this round with a slip stitch. Make sure your foundation chain isn't twisted, and make a slip stitch in the first half double crochet. This opening we close it later with the tail end. So now we start with a herringbone half double crochet. It's almost the same as a half double crochet, but it's one tiny difference. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the first half double crochet, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, 1, 2, 3. We take this one, the first loop, and we put it straight through, pull it straight through the second, just like a slip stitch. So through the second. Now we have 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over again. In the next stitch, insert your hook, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops on your hook. We pull the first loop through the second, so 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over again. Insert your hook. In the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull the first loop through the second, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull the first through the second, and yarn over, pull through 2. Do it one more time. Yarn over, insert your next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull the first loop through the second, and yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, you repeat this all the way around, and I meet you back at the end of round 2. I finished my row 2. I closed my round with a slip stitch in the first herringbone half double, and now we just repeat rounds 1 and 2. So we make a round of half double crochets, then a round of herringbone half doubles, a round of half double crochets, and a round of herringbone half doubles until, let me see, round 12. So we did 2 already, so we need 10 more rounds alternating half double crochets and herringbone half double crochets. So I meet you back when I am at round 12. If you want to learn how to make a seamless join, so if you prefer that, click on the link in the corner to learn how to do that. If you use this method, you don't see a visible star throughout your work. Don't turn your work before each round if you choose to start this way. So want to learn how to make a seamless or an invisible join, then click on the link in the corner. So let's move on. Okay, I finished my 12 rows of half double crochet and herringbone half double crochets, and now it's time to lay your work flat on the table. So flat, and we put in stitch markers and on each end. So on this corner we put in a stitch marker, and then at the beginning we put in a stitch marker. We do this because we are going to decrease. How do we do that? I made a slip stitch in the first herringbone half double to close my round. So I am at a round of half double crochets, and we are decreasing only in the half double crochet rounds. So the herringbone half double crochets, we are not decreasing in that round, only in the half double crochet rounds. So we have made a slip stitch in our first herringbone. Take out your stitch marker, and in the first and second stitch we make a half double crochet two together. So yarn over, insert your hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, leave 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, insert in the second stitch. Now you have 5 loops on your hook, and yarn over, pull through all 5 loops. We made a half double crochet two together. Now we make normal half double crochets all the way to the next corner where we put in the stitch marker, and we take the stitch with the stitch marker and the stitch after the stitch marker, and these two get a half double crochet two together. Then put in the stitch marker back, put the stitch marker back in the stitch with the half double crochet two together, so we recognize that stitch. So we made a half double crochet two together in this one. So I put in my stitch marker so it is easier to recognize. So make just half double crochet stitches all the way around, and I'll meet you back when my round 13 is done. Don't forget to make a half double crochet two together at the stitch marker on the other end. So continue working, and I'll see you at the end of this round. I am at the end of round 13, so I close my round with a slip stitch in the first half double crochet two together, the stitch with the stitch marker. Round 14. Round 14 is a repeat of round 2, and make herringbone half double crochets all the way around. So yarn over, insert in your first stitch, pull the first through the second, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, first through the second, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, first through the second, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat this all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the end of round 14. I'm at the end of round 14. I need one more herringbone half double in the last stitch. This is my stitch with a stitch marker from the previous round. So take that out and make a slip stitch in the first herringbone half double. Put your stitch marker back in. Okay, for round 15 we repeat round 13. So in the first stitch and in the second make a half double crochet two together, and then half double crochet all the way to the other stitch marker, and in this stitch marker, in the stitch and the stitch after the stitch marker, you make another half double crochet two together, and then make normal half double crochets until you reach the end of the round. In this case we can take this out, yarn over, insert your hook in the first half double herringbone half double, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, insert in the second, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. We've just made a half double, 2 together, and in the next we make a normal half double crochet. You can put in your stitch marker again, this first half double, 2 together, to mark your stitch. So now it is repeating half double crochet stitches in every stitch to the other side, and then when you reach the other stitch marker you make 2 half double crochet, 2 together, and I meet you back at the end of round 15. I'm at the end of round 15. I need 1 more half double crochet in this last stitch and a slip stitch to close my round. This is the time to see if your work fits, so put it on. You're working on the bottom, so the other side should be on top. So we just made this part of decreasing, so try it on, see if it fits, and if you need some more decreasing here, then just repeat rounds 14 and 15 one more time. So 16 and 17, repeat rounds 14 and 15. If your decrease is enough, then make no more decreases and just repeat round 2 and 3. So need a more decrease, then repeat rounds 14 and 15 one more time. If the decrease is enough, then we no longer decrease. So for until row 38, we repeat rounds 2 and 3. So no more decreasing, just a round of half double crochet and a round of herringbone half doubles. And then that's this part we are making. So for this part, just repeat rows 2 and 3 until round 38. And I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of that round. Okay, I've just finished my round 38, and it's time to fit your work again. So put it on, and we made this part so far. So if you reached your hips, so this point, then it's time to increase. If you need more rounds to reach your hips, then repeat rounds 2 and 3 one more time or as many times as you need. If you make extra rounds, make sure you end with a round of herringbone half double crochets so the pattern stays correct. For round 39, we are going to increase. So we put 2 half double crochets in the stitches with the stitch marker, and every other stitch gets 1 half double crochet. So we work our way back out with making increases, and we increase only in the half double crochet rounds and not in the herringbone half double crochet rounds. But if you are blessed with some curvy hips, so you have a curvy figure, then you can choose to also increase in the herringbone half double crochets. I'm pretty straight, unfortunately, so I only increase in the half double crochet rounds. If you are a curvy girl, then increase also in the herringbone half double crochet. So let's start round 39. Okay. Make half double crochets until you reach the stitch marker. And then the stitch marker, the stitch with the stitch marker gets 2 half double crochets. Take it out and put it back in the first stitch in this stitch and put another half double in the same stitch. So this stitch gets 2 half double crochet. Make half double crochet stitches across, and when you reach the other stitch marker, then this one gets also 2 half double crochets, and then make normal half double crochets until you reach the end of your round. So round 40, make just a herringbone half double crochet in every half double crochet around, or make an increase just like in this round. That's up to you. Just fit and see what fits you best. So round 39, make an increase in the stitches with the stitch marker. So 2 half double crochet in the stitch with the stitch marker, and every other stitch gets 1 half double crochet. Round 40 is 1 herringbone half double crochet in every stitch across, or also make an increase when you reach a stitch marker, so then 2 herringbone half doubles. That's up to you. We repeat rounds 39 and 40 until round 47. So 39 until 47, repeat round 39 and 40. And I'll meet you back when I'm at round 47. So I finished my round 47, and we just finished this part. So this part is done. So if you just fit your work and see if you reached the widest part of your hips. Just see if your increase is enough. If you need a bit more increasing to reach the widest part of your hips, then increase a bit more. For me, at round 47, it fits perfectly, so I move on to the next part of our dress. That's this part, almost to the bottom. For that part, we repeat round 2 and 3 until round 60. So 47 to 60, repeat rounds 2 and 3. So just a half double crochet in every stitch around, and a round of herringbone half double crochets in every stitch around. Alternate those two until you reach round 60. And I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of round 60. Okay, I finished my round 60. And I am at this point with my dress, and then we are moving on to making decreases to the bottom. So for rounds 61 to 74, herringbone half doubles and half double crochet rounds with a decrease in the corners. So in every round of half double crochets you make 2 half double crochet, 2 together, 1 at each side. So alternate those 2 until you reached around 74. Fit after every 2 rounds to see if more decrease is necessary. If your decrease is enough, then just make rounds of herringbone half doubles and half double crochets to the desired length. So I work until round 74, but if you fit your work after every 2 to 4 rounds and you see you are getting a little bit too tight at the bottom, then stop making decreases. And then I meet you back when I'm at round 74. I finished my round 74 and my bottom half of the dress is done. So bind off, weave in your ends at the bottom. If you need more rounds to come to your desired length, then just repeat until you reached your length. If you do, then bind off, weave in, and then we move on to the front panels of your dress. So we now make the upper part of the dress. And first we have to weave this end and close the gap from the beginning. Sorry for my ugly bandage, but I cut myself. Thread your tapestry needle, insert front to back through the stitch, pull tight, and come back. You now attached your, have closed the gap, and then we can weave in this end, and you can cut your yarn. So now we have a straight edge to work. So your work is flat, the pink is your side, so mark your two sides on this side and on the other side, exactly in the stitch in the middle, and then you need 2 more stitch markers, and count from the stitch marker 1, 2, and in the third we place a single crochet, or we place a stitch marker, and from this side 1, 2, and in the third we place another stitch marker. So between these 2 blue stitch markers there are 5 stitches. So you can remove the middle one after you did this, and these 2 mark the start of your front panel and the start of your back panel. So repeat this on the other side of your work, and then exactly in the middle of your front piece you may place a stitch marker. And if you have 2 stitches in the middle, then place the stitch marker in between those 2 stitches, so you have an even number on this side and an even number on this side. If you have an uneven number, then you can place a stitch marker in exactly in the middle. So now it's time to make our front panel. I've started the first one already. As you can see, we made a V-neck on this side, so let's do the same on the other side. We have our stitch marker, you can take it out. Okay, make a slip knot on your hook, insert in the first stitch, pull through. You attach your yarn, now yarn over, insert in the same stitch, pull up a loop, pull the first loop through the second loop on your hook, yarn over again, insert in the, and we on the herringbone half double rows we insert in the, let's see if I can show you. You see here horizontal bars, and on top you see the stitches. So we insert in the horizontal bar, and in the front loop of your stitch. I yarn over my tail, pull up a loop, pull the first loop through the second loop on your hook. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. You now made a herringbone half double crochet together. So yarn over again, pick up the front horizontal bar and the front loop, and make a herringbone half double. Yarn over, pick up the front horizontal bar and the front loop, and make a herringbone half double. You can also use the normal stitches, but then you see the difference between working in a round and working in rows. And if you pick up this front loop and the front loop of the stitch, then the difference is almost invisible. So make a row of herringbone half doubles in the front bar and the front loop all the way across until you reach the first stitch marker from the front panel. So repeat herringbone half doubles and I'll meet you back when I'm at the end. I'm at my last stitch. It's the stitch with a stitch marker. So yarn over, insert in the front. Oh, let's take out the stitch marker first. That works a bit easier. Then in the front bar, the front loop, and make a herringbone half double. Then chain 2, turn your work. This chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch, so in the first stitch we make a half double crochet. Double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, I've got 2 stitches left, so we make a half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, insert in the first stitch, pull through, insert in the last stitch, yarn over, pull through, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. This was your row 2. For row 3, chain 2 again, turn your work, and then we are in the middle, so we need a decrease. So yarn over, and we pick up the front horizontal bar and the front loop again. So yarn over, pick up that front loop and the front loop from your stitch, yarn over, pull through, and bring the first loop through the second loop on your hook. You have 2 loops on your hook. We need a herringbone half double crochet 2 together, so yarn over again, pick up the front loop and the front loop of the stitch, pull up a loop, pull this first loop through the second loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Then make just normal herringbone half double crochets all the way to the end, and I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of this row. So I'm at the end of row 3. For row 4 to 14, repeat rows 2 and 3. So half double crochet row with a half double crochet 2 together in the end, and then herringbone half double crochet row with a herringbone half double crochet 2 together in the beginning. So until row 14, repeat rows 2 and 3, and I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of row 14. Row 14 is done. For row 15, we chain 2, turn our work, and then half double crochet in every stitch across. So no more half doubles together, just half double crochet in every stitch across. And if you make a larger size, then it can be that you just need to make a couple of more increases because you think it's too wide. Then just repeat rows 2 and 3 until your work is narrow enough. That's just up to you, what you like. So end of row 15, row 16, chain 2, turn your work again, and then herringbone half double in every stitch across, pick up the front and the front loop, and herringbone half double crochet, front and the front loop. So just repeat this all the way across. And repeat rows 15 and 16 until your work reach the top of your shoulder. So this part is on top of your shoulder. And then we bind off and weave in your ends, and the front is done. And I'll be back when mine is. So my 2 front panels are done. And now it's time to make the back panel. Flip your work so the back is facing you, and then go to the right and attach your yarn in the stitch with the stitch marker on your right. So make a slip knot on your hook. Take out your stitch marker. Insert your hook in the front and the front loop of that stitch. Yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. Then chain 2, 1, 2. This doesn't count as your first stitch, so in the same stitch we make a herringbone, half double crochet, yarn over, pick up the front loop, the front bar and the front loop, and make a herringbone, half double. Pick up the front and the front loop and make a herringbone, half double. Repeat this all the way across, and I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of this row. I need one more stitch, one more herringbone, half double in the last stitch. This is the stitch with the stitch marker. You can take it out now. So yarn over, front, the front loop, and then and then make a herringbone, half double. Then chain 2, turn your work, and then it's just a row of half double crochets until the end. Just half double crochet all the way across, and then repeat row 1 and 2, so a row of herringbone half doubles and a row of half double crochets until you finish row 14. So I meet you back when I'm at row 15. So I finished my row 14. I've ended my 14 rows of the back panel, and now it's time to make the neck hole in the back. So we chain 2 in the end, then turn your work, and then herringbone half double in the next 11 stitches. So yarn over, pick up the front and the front loop. Oh, let's do that again. The front and the front loop, and herringbone half double. That's 2, 9, 10, and 11. So 11 herringbone half doubles, and then in the next 2 stitches a herringbone half double, 2 together. So yarn over, insert your hook in the next, pull up a loop, pull the first loop through the second loop, leave 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, insert in the next, pull up a loop, pull the first loop through the second loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, chain 2, turn your work. Then in the first 2 stitches we make a half double crochet, 2 together. So yarn over, insert in the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert in this next stitch, pull up a loop, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Then just half double crochet in every stitch across, and the last, and then chain 2, turn your work. Then herringbone half double in the front and the front loop until you have 2 stitches left. I've got 2 stitches left, so these 2 stitches we make a herringbone half double, 2 together. So yarn over, insert in the first, pull up a loop, pull the first through the second, yarn over, insert in the last stitch, pull up a loop, pull the first through the second, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, we now finished this side, so you can bind off and leave a long tail, so you can use that tail to sew the front panel to the back panel in a minute. But first we are making the other side of the back panel to create the neckline. So bind off, leave a long tail, and I meet you back for the other side. So to attach your yarn on the other side, so here is the left side of a neck hole. For the other side we count 13 stitches from the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. In this stitch we reattach our yarn. So make a slip knot and pull through. And yarn over, pull through again, and now you attached your yarn. So chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, and make a row of herringbone half doubles. But first we make a herringbone half double two together. So yarn over, front loop, and front loop from the stitch, yarn over, pull through the first through the second, yarn over again, front loop of the stitch, pull up a loop, pull the first through the second, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And now just herringbone half double until you are at the end of this row. At the end of my row, herringbone half doubles, so chain 2, turn your work, and then just half double crochet all the way across until you have 2 stitches left. Okay, I've got 2 stitches left, so I need a half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, insert in the first, pull up a loop, insert in the second, pull up a loop, and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Chain 2, turn your work, and then herringbone half double 2 together. So pick up the front and the front loop, pull up a loop, pull the first through the second, yarn over again, insert in the second, stitch, first through the second, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And now just herringbone half doubles all the way across, and then I meet you back. Okay, to close the shoulder straps, you can use the mattress stitch, or you can turn your work inside out and then make slip stitches along the side. So that's up to you how you would like to close your shoulder straps. I've used the mattress stitch just because I think that gives a nice finish. So I'll show you on this side how to do the mattress stitch. So yarn a tapestry needle and then hold your ends like this. I hope you can see it. Insert your hook in the first stitch from bottom to top, and then exactly on the opposite side in the same stitch, also bottom to top. Then to the next stitch, bottom to top, to the opposite stitch, bottom to top, to the next stitch, bottom to top, and the opposite stitch, bottom to top. Every now and then you need to tuck it a bit so your ends are nicely closed, and then just work your way to the other side and then bind off. Weave in your ends immediately or leave them hanging and weave them in the end. That's up to you. So repeat this to the other end, bind off, and then I'll meet you back to make some sleeves. Okay, for the sleeves, insert your hook in the corner space on the front, make a slip knot on your hook, pull through, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, turn your work, and then make half double crochet stitches all the way around the armhole until you reach the other corner. So the space under your arm, your armpit, leave that open. So that space, we keep that unworked. So we make half double crochet stitches, and it is about 1 half double crochet per row. So you have your rows, and you can see it easy by the chain 2 spaces in the rows. So every bump and every gap, that's together 2 rows. So that needs to get 2. So try to make a half double on top and a half double in the gap all the way around, and then you have about 1 half double crochet per row. So yarn over, and try not to insert in the holes, but in the stitches. Pick up just 2 loops and make a half double crochet. So you get a nicer finish. So 1 in the gap and 1 double crochet, a half double on top, 1 in the gap and 1 on top. So just make half double crochets all the way around until you are at the other corner, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, I am at the other corner, so I leave the space under the armpit unworked. So chain 2, turn your work, and then start with a herringbone half double 2 together. In the first 2 stitches, we pick up the front and the front loop, pull through, pull the first through the second, yarn over, insert in the next, pull through, pull the first through the second, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then just herringbone half doubles until you reach the other side, and finish with a herringbone half double 2 together in the last 2 stitches. And then I'll meet you back for the next row. I finished the herringbone half double crochet 2 together in the last 2 stitches, and now we make a chain 2, turn your work. In the first 2 stitches we make a half double crochet 2 together, and in all the rest we make 1 half double crochet until we are at the last 2 stitches, and in the last 2 stitches we make half double crochet 2 together. So repeat making half double crochet stitches and make a half double crochet 2 together in the last 2, and I meet you back when I'm at the end of this row. Okay, we are at the end of row 3, chain 2, turn your work, yarn over, make a herringbone half double 2 together, in the first 2 stitches, then make herringbone half double crochets until you reached the top of your shoulder, and then in the 3 stitches on top you make a herringbone half double 3 together. So herringbone half double until you are at this top, and I show you how to make a herringbone half double 3 together. Okay, I'm at the top of my shoulder, so, and in the next 3 stitches we make a herringbone half double 3 together. So yarn over, insert in your next stitch, pull up a loop, pull the first through the second, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull the first through the second, yarn over, insert in the next stitch, pull the first through the second. You now have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Then continue making herringbone half doubles along the other side until you have 2 stitches left, and in those 2 stitches you make a herringbone half double 2 together, and then I'll meet you back. Okay, I'm at the end of this row, and you see by making the herringbone half double 3 together that your work starts to bend inwards. So we keep doing this, on top making a herringbone half double 3 together or a half double 3 together, and in every corner we make a half double crochet 2 together or a herringbone half double 2 together, and then we can attach the sleeve, the rest of the sleeve later on here. So repeat this for the next 7 rows. So now is a row of half double crochet, so half double crochet 2 together in the beginning and in the end, and a half double crochet 3 together on top of the shoulder, and then a herringbone half double 2 together in the beginning and the end, and a herringbone 3 together on top of the shoulder. Repeat that 7 more times, and I meet you back when I did 7 rows. Okay, I finished row 8, so I made 8 rows in total on the sleeve. For row 9, we make in the first 3 stitches a half double crochet 3 together, then just normal half double crochet until the middle 3. We make a half double crochet 3 together, then normal half double crochet till the last 3 stitches, and make a half double crochet 3 together in the last 3. And then the top of your shoulder is done. So make your half double crochet stitches, 3 together in the beginning, 3 together in the middle, and 3 together in the end, and I meet you back when I'm at the end of row 9. Okay, I finished my row 9, and now we need to, let me see if I can show you. Okay, so this is your shoulder, the top of your shoulder, and here we have a gap. We are closing this gap with slip stitches, and then we are working in this hole. So here's your armpit, and then here we make the rest of the sleeve. So first we close the gap, so fold your work right side in, so inside out. And then slip stitch your way to the other side. So insert in the first, and in the first on the other side. Pull through and pull through. Then insert in the second on the other side, and make a slip stitch. And make a slip stitch. Slip stitch. And make a slip stitch. And the last, a slip stitch. So you see when you turn it the other way, you see this is closed. Bind off, weave in this end, and then we making the rest of the sleeve. So I'll meet you back when I weaved in my end. Okay, this is our shoulder, and now we are working at the rest of the sleeve. So therefore attach your yarn in the corner, make a slip knot, put it on your hook and pull through, pull tight, pull through again. Then you now attach your yarn and we make a row of herringbone half doubles all the way around, just making one herringbone half double in every stitch and one herringbone half double in every row. You need to eyeball it a little. Stitches are evened out and it won't pull together or stretches too much. So you need just a flat row of herringbone half doubles. Make those herringbone half doubles all the way around and I'll meet you back when I'm at the end of this round. Okay, I'm at the end of my round 1 and I close my round with a slip stitch in the first herringbone half double. You can also join with a seamless join. If you want to learn how, just click on the link. Chain 2 and make a normal round of half double crochet and then a normal round of herringbone half double crochet. So alternate rounds of half double crochets and rounds of herringbone half double crochets in every stitch around. Close every round with a slip stitch or use the seamless join. So until you finish round 9, alternate rounds of half double crochet and herringbone half double crochet. And I'll meet you back when I'm at round 10. Okay, I finished 9 rounds of alternating herringbone half double and half double crochets. And now it's time to decrease. So we decrease under the arm. So make half double crochet stitches until you are under the arm. Then make 2 half double crochets together and then make half double crochet stitches all the way around. And round 11 is herringbone half double crochet stitch in every stitch around. And then round 12 is half double crochet 2 together in the under the arm again, and the rest all half double crochet stitches. So alternate half double crochet 2 together under the arm and the rest half double crochet stitches and another round of herringbone half doubles, but just a herringbone half double in every stitch around. Repeat those 2 rounds until round 20. So round 10 to 20, alternate half double crochet stitches and 1 half double crochet 2 together under the arm and herringbone half double crochet stitches in every stitch around. And I'll meet you back when I'm at round 20. I finished my round 20 and now it's time to make the border. So for the border we make the crab stitch. So we normally make single crochet or our stitches this way, but for the crab stitch we work in the opposite direction. So the crab stitch is single crochets, so chain 1 and insert your hook in the stitch behind, so in this stitch behind the working stitch, and then work a single crochet in that stitch and then that, and so work your way in the opposite direction. So insert in the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, then insert in the stitch before, yarn over, pull up a loop and pull through. In the stitch before, pull up a loop and pull through. Repeat this all the way around so you get a nice finished border. Make the same sleeve on the other side. So this side is done. Do the same on this side and make a crab stitch border, and then make a border along the neckline and on the bottom of the dress, and you can use the crab stitch as well, or you can just make one round of normal single crochet. So you can choose. So make the other sleeve, border it with a crab stitch, and then make a border around the neckline and around the bottom, and then bind off, weave in all your ends, and your dress is done. And here you see the end result. So hope you liked this tutorial. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another video. See you next time. Bye bye.